guys, so this is, as I mentioned in my other video, just my wanted whips from HAED. I'm gonna, I guess, talk briefly about each one, but there are a lot, so I'm not gonna say too much. If you're interested in any one in particular, leave a comment. I'll try and send you another photo because, as you're about to see, the quality isn't spectacular. I have printed them off at my local office store. Obviously don't intend to break any copyright, not claiming them as my own, but I just thought it would be easier to show you photos rather than inserting pictures, I guess the long way or magically, video magic. So yeah, the photo quality isn't great. None of them are mine. I don't claim any ownership of them. And other than two which are retired, which I'll show you first, if you're interested, I am able to get a link to the actual website. But I'm going to get into it because there are a lot and don't want this video to be super duper long. This one is The Dreamer by Julie Fane. As I said, it is retired, unfortunately. It is just beautiful. The colours really aren't showing up here, not doing it justice. Can't wait to start stitching that one. Second retired one, and the only other retired one I've got, is Space Traveller by David Hoffrichter. I was gifted this by a friend. I wouldn't call myself a Whovian yet. I have only recently started watching, but already in love, so safe to say it will happen. Now, this one isn't technically Heaven and Earth Designs chart yet. The artist is Geoff Pritchard. I contacted Michelle at Heaven and Earth Designs, and this artwork is in the list to be charted. When it is, I will be requesting it as a supersize max color because apparently I have a great love, obsession. How far do you want to say? I think this will be my 5th supersize max color, so I love, at the very least, max color, but there are a few charts that I absolutely adore and need to be supersized. So this is Capel Star Trail. Got it off Jeff's website, Golden Orb Designs. I'll link it below if you want to have a look. He lives in Western Australia and his artwork is spectacular, and yeah, I love his work and will eventually cross-stitch everything that comes out. So until I say otherwise, these are all by Geoff Pritchard because I'm not going to say his name as many times as charts I have. So this is Archer's Cannon Lands Island in the Sky. Absolutely beautiful, as you'll probably hear me say a lot of times, because if I didn't love the charts, I wouldn't have them in my wish list. This is Bittery Sunset. Absolutely adore it. I'm tempted for this one to request it as a supersize max color. I'm going to sit on it a bit because I have a lot, but yeah, there are a lot of artworks of his that I would almost just supersized. This one is Zion Angel's Trail. Just stunning what he does with a camera. Just, yeah, obviously realistic because it's photos, but yeah, love it. This is Rocky Island. I adore his style and what he is able to capture, and I will own them all, and hopefully Michelle will chart them all. This is another one, Out to the Island, which I am actually really tempted to get as a supersize max color. Just, yeah, moving on. Nightlife, not showing up very well, but just stunning. Grand Canyon, another beautiful, beautiful work. Desert Cliff Flowers. Now this one is a max color. Now, I love confetti. I'm not one of those people that hates it or does it just because it eventually works. Love it. And I love what max colors does to a chart. So if it's available, I will do the max color. I'm not necessarily going to request each is a max color because even though it's worth the end result, it is still 10 US, which adds up when I've already got to buy the chart and have got a lot of money going to be invested. This is Coastal Sunsets Delhi Up Beach. And if you're wondering what I'm looking at, I actually have all the information written on every photo, so I'm not as long as I could be. Canal Rock Waves, love this one. Oh my goodness, I love them all. Sorry, you're probably going to hear me say that a lot. This one is Outback Storm. Just love the Aussie landscapes. Not always in love with the Aussie heat, but the landscapes are just gorgeous. Fingers of God. You would have seen this if you follow Stitching Fleur. Her progress is amazing, and if you didn't know her husband, this is her husband. Her husband is just amazing. Super jealous because, you know, our home would be full of photos. Now this one, as you can see, it's a little different. This is Haystack Sunset. Now, I've always been in love with the triptych art, you know, the one piece of art separated over traditionally 3, but I think this deserved 4 because it, yeah. So I've actually gone in with just the typical PDF reader of Max, and I've changed cut. This is, I can't wait to do this one. If my OCD lets me do any out of order before it's all ready, this is top of the list, I think. I cannot wait to see how this stitches. It's full of purples, which is my favorite color. Cannot wait to see this one hanging up in my house. Okay, so that's all Geoff Pritchard has at the moment. He has one other piece of art that I don't have. I'm not a huge fan of buildings, so there's one that's one of the skylines. I probably should have got it ready, but one piece of artwork I don't have, but 1 out of, 10 isn't bad. So next lot are by Rob Carlos, and they're the Celestial Dragons. I love space, obsessed, did a universe topic at school. I'd finished the entire term's work before the term even started, because at my school, at least for science, you got a learning objectives page, listed all the exercises, all the readings that you would be doing in the term, so you could keep on track. Yeah, I'd finished it before we started. Anyway, so this is the Sun Dragon, obviously. I've got them in order, so not going to speak too much on them. Absolutely adore them. They are fairly large, as most Heaven and Earth designs, but I'm thinking I'm going to make them into large cushions, just because, again, I've got a huge stack and we're not going to have enough wall space, but love this, and who doesn't need 11 huge cushions on their couches. Mercury, just gorgeous, love it. Gonna go through these pretty quickly because there's not, I'm already on 10 minutes. Venus, they're just, I love how each dragon has its own, I guess, unique, what's the word, not temperament, Earth, personality. Each dragon has their own personality, so he's sort of given life to the planets. This is the moon, and Mars, Jupiter, and again, who doesn't love purple in the background? Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and I am forever in love with Rob Carlos because, yes, Pluto is still a planet. I don't care what NASA or all the scientists say. So Pluto, standing proud because you're part of it. Now, this one, again, maybe one of the first ones I will pick up if I manage to break my OCD. was the first cross stitch I ever fell in love with from Heaven and Earth Designs. It was the big one. Have started it. If you saw my old videos, a number of things happened. I might go into it a bit more if anyone's interested. I've now requested this as a supersize max colour instead of normal size, which was already quite big. Fairy Bubbles. Oh my goodness, isn't she just darling? Absolutely in love with her. If I don't finish any before I die, except one, it will be her. She is just, love her, love her, love her. Yeah, so this was the first Heaven and Earth Designs chart I bought. Have repurchased Supersize Max Color, but she's just stunning. Now, the next lot are going to be, oh, that's by Josephine Wall. Next lot are going to be by Josephine Wall. So again, I'm not going to say the artist because I'll just be repeating myself a million times. She's another one of my favorites. This is Iris Keeper, and it is a story keep. So not quite as big as, not, if you know HAED, you know what a story keep is. So yeah, Iris Keeper. This is a quick stitch, Power of the Elements. I do love the ocean. Not a fan of actually getting in it because sand and gross and OCD. If I was to do this, it's probably a gift for my mother. She is obsessed with dolphins. We had everything dolphin displayed everywhere growing up, so this will probably be a gift for my mum. Iris quick stitch, just beautiful. Fell in love, so it made the list. Magical Merry-Go-Round. Oh my goodness, isn't this just darling? So one of the things I love most about Josephine Wall is her art isn't one-dimensional. If you look closer and closer, there's always something new to look at. So, sorry, moving on. Next lot are the Zodiacs by Josephine Wall, so I will go through them relatively quickly because there's 12 of them and there's not much to say about each. Aquarius. Now, obviously, I don't have all the Zodiacs in my house, but what I'm hopefully planning on doing is once they're all done, have a spot in the house and display the current Zodiac. It's kind of like a calendar, but for Zodiacs. Pisces. So that was just, yeah, one of my ideas to try and save space, I suppose. Aries. So I get to display them, but don't need 12 huge pieces of wall. Taurus. And I hope I'm not going too quickly. I guess you can pause it, or again, if you're interested, I can give you the link. Gemini, but I'm not even halfway through my file. Cancer, now this is me, so I will probably start on this one first. Maybe, again, OCD is really hard to work with. Like, sometimes I'm good, sometimes I'm bad, sometimes I'm in between. So Cancer's mine. Maybe I'll start with that, but maybe because of order, I'll start with the first one of the year. Moving on. Leo. Virgo. That one's a really pretty one. I don't know any Virgos, but I love that one. Libra. Scorpio. Sagittarius. And Capricorn. So they're all the charts I have so far by Josephine Wall. Of course, HAED's always releasing new designs. This could grow exponentially before I get to stitch any of them. Now the next two are by the same artist, but I'm going to have them on one piece, even though they're charted separately. It's by Kate Powell, Butterfly Effect, and L'Effet Papillon, I think. Don't speak French. So what I'm going to do, which way is easier? I don't know, sorry, is actually chart them kind of like this. Nope. Sorry. Looking at each other. So one will be slightly offset, but yes, I want to stitch them together because I've heard that they were sisters, so I want them to be together. So yes, they will be charted on the same piece of fabric. Haven't decided if I'm going to dye it or not. It's not a full coverage like most of the HAEDs, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't want to take away from the gorgeousness of the design. The next lot are by Jonathan Earle Bowser. You've got Desire. And I love sets, if you can't tell. So anything that has a set, I fall in love with. Earth. So these are sort of, I guess, the earth, wind, fire with a little extra. Fire. I absolutely adore this one. Used to be a dancer. Gorgeous. Luminous Wind. Now there's a luminous wind and an air, but as if you can cut one out. Quintessence. Love the love the colours in this one. And again, dancer, beautiful. Let's see if I can say this one. Transcendefervescence. Quite a mouthful. Quite a gorgeous piece of art. And water. Now, this one is a HAED original. It's called In the Cradle. Just love it. Not much else I can say about it, but I love it. Another HAED original, Lavender Field. Just the colour. I love purple, love sunsets. So I was bound to love this one. This one is an Outlander. Haven't actually seen Outlander, know nothing about it, but fell in love with it. So this is Mist of Craigna Dun. Hopefully I said it properly. Someone's probably watching and cringing. I'm sorry, but I tried. I didn't research. Anyway, Farewell to Anger by Leonid Afremov. Love his artwork. Oh my goodness, would do all of it if I could. But the reason I don't is they're so similar. Now, nothing wrong with that. Absolutely adore the style. But I've got enough. I don't need to stitch 5 of a very, very similar piece of art. Okay, moving on. Not Heaven and Earth Designs. They're all Heaven and Earth Designs. NASA. Said I love space. Small Magellanic Cloud. Again, I had bought this one. Someone requested it as a supersized max color because I didn't even consider doing that. Had to buy it again. So this is my largest piece because it is square. It is as large as it comes. 999 stitches by 999. But isn't it going to look spectacular when it's done? Another NASA, Mystic Mountain Nebula, max color. It was already there, so I'm going to buy it because max color's no more expensive other than the threads, but I've got a full collection, so whatever. The Whirlpool Galaxy, again, NASA, and adding to my It's Going to Grow, NASA. NASA is not copyright. Common property. There's a word. I might be fancy and put the name down here, but you can request it and it's not considered a custom chart because it's free. There may be more NASAs on my list eventually. And Veil Nebula. Just, I love space. What's not to love? This one is by Donna Gelsinger, A Little Serenity. Even before I was religious, because I didn't grow up religious, I have recently converted to Catholicism, I loved this prayer. This prayer and Footsteps, which I wish was a cross-stitch chart. I do have a, you're not going to be able to see it. I got a picture of Footsteps, but love it. And oh my goodness, look at that little angel. And going along with my new religious, again by Donna Gelsinger, I've always wanted a nativity because I just think it's beautiful, the idea. Even if Jesus isn't the Son of God, no hate, whether you believe it or not, the story of his birth is beautiful. This is beautiful. But the nativity, I have a feeling there's another word in the worst Catholic ever. I've always wanted a nativity set, but they're super expensive. I don't have a lot of place to put things, in my home. I'm kind of minimalist, which doesn't make sense with the amount of whips I've got. But I've also got a cat who gets on everything and 2 kids who are kids. So I didn't want to break them when they're so expensive, so I thought stitching a nativity is a nice compromise. This one is Dominic Davison, Window with a View. Max colour. What's not to love? Beautiful view, purple flowers, a book, and coffee. Perfect. This one is, I'm sorry, I'm probably going to mispronounce this, Jacek Yerka, 4 Seasons. I love collections. I love the 4 Seasons. I haven't been able to find one that's not, I don't want to say childish. I haven't been able to find one I like. I found a photo, but it's not a cross stitch, and I don't know who took it, who created it, and the quality's not good enough to be made. But this one is quite cute, and when I do it, I'm going to put it on one of those square things, because you can actually change it depending on the season. So I'm going to do one of those block things. I don't know what it's called. I'm sorry, I'm new, even though I've been technically cross-stitching for 10 years. Yeah, I'm going to do that and turn it around depending on the season. And this one again is by Jacek Yerka, Bibliodame. Bibliodame. See, I wonder if it's dam because it's like, it looks like a dam, but it's got an E. Is that an English thing where we're spelling it different, or is, I don't know. But books, beautiful. Now this one has quite a lot of meaning. We lost my husband's grandfather last year, and I wanted to do something to commemorate him. Now, he absolutely adored our children. Everyone adores our children, but boy and a girl, even though they're not of the same age, but honestly, just beautiful. So this is Watching Over Us by Donna Gelsinger. It's for him. So not my normal style, but I had to. Now this one is a really bad photo because it's so small. Water Dragon, Story Keep by Anne Stokes. I've actually cut off a bit up the top here. There was something else, but it was from obviously the old photo. Again, not my normal style, but started this as a stitch along with 2 really good friends I made through the cross-stitching community, so got to do it with them, and it's a story keep, so it's only tiny. My excuse, I'm sticking to it. This is another one that has a lot of sentimentality. Is that even a word? Whatever, it is now. And this is really hard for me to stitch on. So this is Birth of a Star by Rachel Anderson. I lost my grandfather, I'm gonna say 3 years ago. We were super close, like ridiculously close. He taught me everything. I'm not gonna go too far into it because I'm still not okay with it. Like, it happens, but every time I mention it, I still start crying, so I'm gonna move on. This is for him. Found it, I don't know whether someone shared their whip, whether it was advertised, what happened. I found it the weekend after he passed. It was a son, I just had to. So he's new star. Sorry, I told you I was going to start. So this has a lot of 939. An obscene amount of 939. Everyone thinks I hate 310. Guarantee you, by the end of this, I'm going to hate 939. There are something like 140,000 stitches plus of 939, and page 10 is nothing but 939. And if you know Heaven and Earth Designs, you know confetti, and for an entire page to be just one color is huge, but so meaningful. It's gonna get done. This one, The Magic of Books, and again, beautiful. That used to be my life, reading. That's all I do. now I cross stitch and read, but that's by Tamara Markegard. Just gorgeous. Oh, again, I love them all, so they're all going to be gorgeous. This is Watching It Fly by Zindy Nielsen. This is one of my very few mini projects. It's not that I don't think it would be nice as a large piece, I'm just not sure it would lose enough detail to make it worth doing large when I have so many others to do. This is again by Zindy Nielsen. I love what they can do with monochrome. Like, it's just beautiful. And again, I love the ocean. I wish I could deal with my OCD so I could spend more time there. Not that I live near an ocean, I'm in the middle of land. But anyway, this is Tea and Roses, again a mini, by Carol Cavallaris. Just the colours. Not normally my style, but oh, the colours. And I'll put it somewhere. I'll find somewhere. I've got to stitch it first. This one, oh my goodness, if you haven't seen this, if you aren't in love with it, what is wrong with you? Kidding. Hot Air Balloon Sunrise by Lars Stewart. Why is there so much talent in one family? A lot of you probably know Amy Stewart. Her husband is also an artist, has recently been picked up by HAED, and I saw this months ago. They did a teaser. I knew I had to have it as Supersize Max Color. Like, there's just no option. This is Supersize Max Color. So as soon as it was released, I requested it, and it's just finally been done. I own the chart, but not the fabric, and at the moment I can't stitch anything anyway. Moving on. Chimera Black Rose. This is a mini by Laurie Prindle. I'm so sorry. Beautiful purple. Oh. My house is going to be the best decorated house ever. No, but anyway. The Breakers, Roger Bansimer. The ocean picture. Beautiful. This is similar to the Nativity. It is Easter Lily by Sinead Jones. It will only come out at Easter, just as the Nativity will only come out at Christmas. Just beautiful. Love it. Now this one, you've seen my kitty if you've watched my first one, and I think she was running around. Doesn't this look like her? Oh my goodness. This is My Darling, which is very apt, by Irina Gamoshova. I am so sorry for butchering your name, but oh my goodness, this is my baby girl through and through. Have to do it because she is so attached to me. She won't sit still for me to take a photo. Like, I've got one, I think, but there aren't many good photos I can get of her because she's just attached to me, which she's making a liar of me because I'm, you can't see her, but she really is. Moving on. This is Temple Tigers by Stephen Gayford. Tigers are my animal. Like, love cats. Cats are blanket cats, but tigers, oh my goodness, I would own one if I could. Like, I would have a pet tiger. They are my spirit animal. I love them. They make me happy. They're gorgeous. I was born in the year of the tiger if you follow Chinese zodiac, so it was just meant to be. Again, tigers. So cute. This is In Mother's Arms by Shim Shimmel. Just love tigers. Love all tigers, but the, God. I said I was in love with them and I can't even think of it. Bengal. Bengal are the best. Love them all, but Bengal are the best. It's just like I love all cats, but ragdolls are the best, you know? This is also by Shim Shimmel, Hope in the Forest. I just adore the colours. And this one really reminds me of Bob Ross. Oh my goodness, if Michelle managed to get Bob Ross in her artwork, would own them all. Love Bob Ross. This is just unusual. I don't know why I love it. That sounds really bad, but I need it. So this is Fairy Dust by Elizabeth Welker. Love. This one's not my normal style, I suppose. It's not kiddish, but it's not quite, I don't know how to describe it, but I can't stop looking at it. So that means I have to own it. This is Butterfly Woods by David Penfound, and this is a max color version. It's gorgeous, but yeah. Now this one, ballet shoes. Again, I was a dancer for a long time. I miss it so much, and I know people say just go back. I can't. I've got a cyst in my knee, still on the wait list for surgery, so until that's sorted, can't dance. But oh my god, isn't this gorgeous? So I'll be doing this twice. I'll be doing it once for myself, obviously, and I'm actually going to do it and gift it to my daughter's studio. She now dances, as does my son. Keeping dancing in the family. So the studio was amazing. My daughter has improved tenfold since we moved there. They're just gorgeous. Such a family. It's not typical dance mums. Like, I know of some dance mums. Not going to name names, but generally not a dance mum studio. So this is Ballet Shoes by Katerina Kukiotis. Sorry. But yes, I will be doing it once for myself and once for the studio. So this might be stitched up before the others because it's a gift. So might be able to get away with it. This one, my kids are 12 and 9. They still don't have birth samplers. If you ever feel like watching my old videos, it's because I don't like samplers. They're not my thing. So I was waiting until I found the right chart, and oh my goodness, this is it. So I'm going to do this twice, and I'm going to inverse it. I tried to do it to have a photo, but I couldn't quite figure it out. So they'll either be looking at each other or looking away from each other. But yes, and then in the little blanket here, I'll put all their particulars, probably blue for Samuel, pink for Elise, though I might also do green for Samuel because that's his favourite colour. Elise is obsessed with pink, so it's pink no matter what. But yes, absolutely love this. This is Silent Night, I think I said. Birth samplers, even though my son is entering high school this year. What are you going to do? This one, the next couple I'm not 100% sure on. They're not my normal style. They're not what I would see in my house, but I'm just drawn to them, so they're in the list for now. I haven't bought the chart. Haven't bought the charts yet. Bought? Buy. Yeah. So much talking. This is Temple Path by Jenna Della Grottaglia. Sorry. Max colors, of course, because if you're going to do it, why not go all out? Yeah, I love it, but it's not something I can see in my house. I don't know. We've got time to think. This is again by Jenna Della Grottaglia. No, Jenna Della Grottaglia. I'm so sorry. I'm so bad with names. This is The End of My Earth. Max color. Now that one's probably a little bit more my style, but I don't know whether that's because of the style or because it's, secluded. I like being alone, even though I like being surrounded by family. It's weird. This one is The Magical Stream, again by Jenna. Sorry, I'm not going to pronounce your last name because I'm butchering it. Would love this a lot more if it wasn't, is that a crane? If it wasn't for the bird. But I quite like that one, and I love the rainbow, and that's not like in your face. Now, this is another stitch along that I had with my two good friends, but I really love it, so why not? This will probably end up in my daughter's room because she is a princess and she's just gorgeous. But this is Littlest Fairy. It's a story keep by Selena Fenich. It's just so cute. This one is also by Selena Fenich. Gossamer Princess, another story keep. Love the colours. Oh my goodness, love. Okay, so we've got Julie Fane, Sorrow. I love silhouettes. Just love how powerful they are, as you'll see by the next couple of photos. Divinity, again by Julie Fane. Oh my goodness, I'm the worst. Sorry. Unspoken by Julie Fane. Love it. Like, as if this isn't The Little Mermaid. But, you know. And the colours. Oh my goodness, this is Bella Luna, and this will be a mini. But, just beautiful. By Julie Fane. Now, this is Ocean's Dream Max Color by Jim Warren. If you do know of it, there is a little girl, lady sleeping here. This is the ocean being a blanket. Didn't love it, but I loved the top of it. So I just cut it off. If I buy the chart, it's up to me whether I stitch it all right. Love it. This one, love the colours. Again by Jim Warren, Colourful World. Beautiful. Jim Warren. If I like your art, I'm going to have probably a few of them. This is Warmth of the Sun, this is Max Color, and this is just stunning. Oh my goodness, the colours. I'm going to love working on this. Gonna love working on all of them. Like, Heaven and Earth Design, well, most cross-stitching actually, you don't see it until it's finished, but moving on. Once Upon a Time, this is a quick stitch from Amy Stewart. Now, I'm horrible, I don't know which of the bookshelves this is from of hers, but this is just perfection. Once upon a time, in a kingdom filled with enchanted books, there was a girl who loved to read. That's me. Like, well, reading, amazing. Gonna have a reading nook when we eventually own a house. This is living there. Now this one was a gift from my good friend, or one of the good friends who we stitch, and we're actually stitching this together. The Magic Grotto by Amy Stewart. Amy Stewart's beautiful, isn't she? Everyone's beautiful. Gorgeous. Now this one's really hard to see because it is so long, but it's Little Dreamer's Tree by Amy Stewart. Let me see if I can... There's just so much detail, so much beautiful. Max Color, of course. Amy Stewart's another artist who I will be adding to my list. There are a lot of her artworks that I've seen that hopefully become cross stitches, and they'll be added. This is Tale of the Red Swans, I'm sorry. This is a colour expansion, so it's not quite max colours, but there's more than the standard 89. And again by Amy Stewart. I love. So this is Sunrise Century by Amy Stewart. It's going to be a max colour. I haven't decided if I'm going to crop this or not. I love it, but I really, really just love that. So I'm almost tempted just to have a really long... I just think that's gorgeous. Like, I love the full piece, but I just think panoramic view of that would be stunning. And if I decide to crop, I will be... I don't know if it will be considered a quick stitch or a supersize. I'll have to email Michelle and see which she prefers, whether she wants to cut it and... Maybe it's a supersize quick stitch, is that a thing? Yeah, I'll have to email her and see whether she wants to cut it for me and graph it as a supersize, or whether she wants to graph it as a supersize and I just cut it. Now, this is the last one. Oh my goodness, I thought I had more, and I'm really sad, but this is Cliffhanger, Max Colors by Amy Stewart. This is again going in my reading nook because I just love books. I'm really sad that I don't have physical books anymore. A lot of reasons for it, but I'm not going to go into this now because this is the Heaven and Earth Designs Wanted Whips secret video. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to have a way not to have it listed in my channel, but to be able to have a link to it if you're interested, because it's just me. Maybe I will list it on my channel normally. But that's it. Thank you if you've stuck around 40 minutes of me babbling and showing photos. I know I repeated myself a lot. I know I butchered a lot of names and I'm so sorry. But they're my wanted whips. One day I will do them, most of them, if not all of them, and there will be additions to the list. I know that already. But it is what it is, and it's a good thing we love this craft, right? I'll see you next time, guys. Thank you. Bye.